Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Irene Celino. I am a research line manager at CIFR, the Research and Innovation Center based in Milano, Italy, and I am the project coordinator of the PERCS project. And I welcome you to this webinar that we will hold today together with my guests. So before starting the actual discussion with my guests, let me introduce briefly the PERCS project. So the PERCS project is co-funded by the European Commission under the Horizon Europe program, and it is about the management of procedural knowledge in industrial settings. The PERCS address the problem of procedures that are not well digitized in practice, but are very crucial to be executed correctly in industry. So our target are the industrial employees who need support for their upskilling and knowledge transfer between different also seniorities. And what we are doing in PERCS is to deliver digital tools that help collect, preserve, and reuse this procedural knowledge. And to do so, we are adopting AI technologies, both symbolic, subsymbolic, and neurosymbolic AI. The goal is to build knowledge graphs of those procedures that can be then governed through human-in-the-loop processes to ensure that validation and population of this procedure are correctly. So the main topics, the main pillars of PERCS are data to preserve this knowledge, AI to not to automate processes, but to augment people abilities through technologies, and people at the center to empower people to do their job more easily, but still be in power and preserve their agency. So in the context of PERCS, we are setting up this series of webinars to discuss the topics that are related to PERCS together with other researchers and industrial representatives from all around Europe from other projects. So this webinar, I will introduce the topic in a second, is done again to discuss some relevant topic with other projects. You can find the previous episodes of the webinar series on our YouTube channel, and this webinar as well has been recorded and will be available as well online. So today we are having this joint dissemination with these two projects, ARISE, which is about robotics and AI in agriculture and energy sector, and Intent, which is a project about this continuum of cognitive continuum in this intent-based technologies. So to have this discussion, I have 5 fantastic guests today, and I will briefly introduce them purely in alphabetical order. I will start with Enrica Bosani from Italy. Ciao, Enrica, welcome.
Nice to meet you. Welcome, everybody, and nice being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrica. And I'll proceed with Ekin Demir from TNO in the Netherlands. Hi, Ekin.
Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for having me. Happy to be here.
Thank you for joining. Martina Maselli from Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna. Hello, Martina.
Hi, everybody, and thank you very much for the invitation to this interesting webinar. I'm very delighted to participate.
And we are delighted to have you here. Verena Peach from the Field Company in Austria. Hello, Verena.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the invitation. I'm happy to be here.
And last but definitely not least, Aparna Tuluva from Siemens in Germany. Hello, Aparna. Welcome.
Hello, hi. Thanks for inviting me to this discussion. I'm very excited to be here.
Great. So I will stop sharing if I find the button. Stop sharing. so that instead of these still pictures, we have the faces of the guests I have today. So a bit of background of why we are here to discuss women in AI and women in industry and women in industrial AI as well, of course, is because when we started the PERCS project, I was happily surprised to see that there were a lot of women in the consortium. So not only the project coordinator is a woman, also the project manager from Chefrel, the 3 leaders of the 3 industrial pilots are women. The leader of the exploitation and impact is a woman. Other researchers and scientists in the consortium are women. So it was somehow surprising because in 20 and more years of experience, this is the first time I see such a balanced representation. So the question is, okay, why is it so strange? Why is it so unusual? And is it because we are in 2026 and things are changing? It is completely by chance because we didn't look for this. It just happened. So this, let's say, this conversation was going on in the project. So I really wanted to have one webinar on this topic because I think that is also our responsibilities as women to promote the participation of women in these fields that are usually see the predominance of men, both in digital technologies and in manufacturing and industry. So that's why I invited these speakers to help me with the discussion. So I would start with a general question. I mean, I want to go a bit beyond the rhetorics of the International Women's Day that sometimes happen, and I want to see concrete examples. So what do you think is the role of women in these fields, technological fields that historically see a higher representation of men? Who wants to start to answer this question? Enrica, do you want to start?
So for sure, one of the role that, in my opinion, women may have is to, from one side, take the chance, the opportunity that AI is providing. AI is really a great opportunity. There is a big change that is coming in a very, very fast way in the world, touching every aspect of our life, not only at work, but also at home, the personal life. So I think that this is, so from one side, an opportunity, because when something is changing, probably the figures that are not at the top of the advantages generally may take advantage from that. So for sure, it's an opportunity. It's also a place where we can contribute, bringing good sense, bringing limitations, bringing something that may control the bias that for sure is there. And this is something that is pretty important, in particular way in the industrial application of AI. Because industrial application, so if we focus the attention on industry, this is a male environment. So it's something that is given for granted. So we know that. And we know that also the approach that the application of AI is driving there is male driven. So our role is for sure to be able to contribute in order to derail this trend, introducing different perspective that may open to diversity, that is not only related to women, but also related to any gender diversity or age diversity that we may consider, or religion diversity that we may include there. For sure, this is a big bet. So this is for sure something on which we can contribute. We have to contribute, and we have to be prepared. So it's a race. And I think that we have to be ready to start running.
I totally agree. I think that yes, when there is a big change, leveraging the momentum is something that that it is possible. So, Ekin, do you want to?
Yeah. What you said about the changing trend, having more women in the field, that resonated with me. When I first started, maybe 15 years ago, I was the only female within group of 10 or 20 people teams. So I worked in asset management, like finance world dudes. I moved into technology under it, even more dudes. I mean, but yeah, as you said, there is a change in the composition of the teams also. I think partially because the field became more, let's say, it overlaps with other fields more and more, such as humanities. So I see people graduating from social sciences coming into AI also, like studying philosophy and then moving into AI, which is a big chance, I think. And it also enriches the field in a way. Also bringing different perspectives from different fields. Also, there has been some changes in terms of the policies. For instance, European AI Act, it emphasizes equality, equity in horizon calls. I'm almost always seeing that aspect also. And if you want to avoid bias, introduce more fairness, then yeah, you would also need people from various backgrounds working on this topic. So that helps. Also, I think women paying forward helped tremendously. Women coming into power, trying to help out other women, lifting each other up. That also helped a lot in my career also.
Thanks a lot. Aparna, what's your perspective on this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both Enrica and Ekin. So the situation is better now with respect to representation of women, but we need definitely more and more women, and especially coming from industry, from company like Siemens. What I notice around me is more and more women these days, and also, but there are more women in leadership roles when compared to the technical roles, like for the software development or for the AI data processing, or like to drive the technology. I would really like to see more and more women in a more technical expert kind of roles, because yeah, women are not only good at resource management, like people management or finance, etc., but they're also very good in understanding the problems in depth, and also in bringing out the creative solutions to these problems. So yeah, I think they have really good cross-functional skills. We have really good cross-functional skills, and which is essential for the AI, for the industry, and especially coming to the AI. So it is important to take it to all kinds of domains. Like Ekin already mentioned, like humanities or healthcare or manufacturing. There are a lot of every domain. AI needs to go into it. So yeah, I see definitely like the role of women more in the industry, and more I would like to see in the technical roles. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, usually women are just, how can I say, introduced in places and roles that are traditionally associated with women. But yes, we have a lot of glass ceilings to break in that sense, and I totally agree with that. So, but it's good that there are more women in leadership roles. That's I think that could help then introducing women also in other roles, including the technical ones, for sure.
Yes.
Verena, what do you think?
Yeah, I also agree with all the others, my fellow speakers. And yeah, I also see that for me, the role for women in AI is, not about doing AI differently, but about doing AI better, basically. So, and also, as you already mentioned, some women are often contributing to AI in interconnected roles, like system architects shaping human-centered AI and also acting as translators between data science and domain experts. And also, they are also drivers for trust and responsibility. So this comes naturally often from women. So they bring a different perspective into the discussions, and that's a very important point, I would say. And these roles especially come visible in industrial AI, where success is also dependent on trust and on collaboration and long-term impact, and not just about model accuracy. So for me, actually, diversity is not a nice to have, but a foundation to make AI more trustworthy and inclusive, and also in a later stage successful at this point then.
Yeah, totally agree. I think that the comment you made about translators, I think this is definitely something that I mean, when I took my master in biomedical engineering, which is a very different field, but still already there, we as women students, female students, were more, let's say, willing to take the role of translating, in that case, between medical language and technology language. So I also agree with that comment. So Martina, what do you want to add?
Yes, I mean, I totally agree with also the comment of the other speaking. And I mean, my feeling is that although we, in the last year, we almost achieving, I mean, the gender balance in most of the technical scientific field, I ideally see women not only occupying managerial roles in both industry and AI, but especially holding a decision-making position. And I believe that women often bring a perspective that goes behind conventional boundaries, which can be extremely valuable when defining the strategic direction that AI and also industry should take in the future. And of course, as also we already said, women are particularly skilled in managing human relationship, and our ability also to understand people, build trust, and foster collaboration can make us strong and effective leaders when it comes guiding and supporting a technical team. Since probably we have already a strong technical background, and maybe we almost achieving the gender balance in most of the technical field, but we need to go behind and to achieve the decision making position, thanks also to our ability to go behind the comfort zone and the standard boundary.
Absolutely. And I would love to recap a bit. I took notes of some keywords that he said. Of course, AI as the revolution, interdisciplinarity. I think all of you underlined that. Leadership and decision making. That's another thing, and collaboration, trust. I think that yes, trust is a very complex and multifaceted topic that maybe for another webinar. But I also agree that as women, we are naturally we have a natural tendency to bring and ensure and take care of mutual trust between people. So thanks a lot for this. I would love to now to ask you about your personal experience as women in these fields, and what positive or negative or both experience you had in your career. I would start with Martina, since I know that you also have the role of being a founder of a startup, which another role and entrepreneurship that is traditionally connected to men, but that is not that anymore. So I would love to hear your experience.
Yeah, as startup founder, and it's a very intensive experience since I came from the academia, and by now I'm an assistant professor with the Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna, the BioRobotics Institute, and I'm also a biomedical engineering with a PhD, yes, with a background in biomedical engineering and also project manager and a PhD in BioRobotics. And in the last year, one of my objectives or the main personal objective is to guide an emerging startup called BioRobotics, and with this startup we aim to introduce software robotics in the agricultural sector for two different problem. The main one is the lack of worker in the agricultural sector and also the higher food waste. And we propose an automatic robotic platform to manipulate and harvesting fresh food, in particular fruit and vegetable. And this is a very intensive experience from a different point of view. First of all, to balance my academic life with the entrepreneurial life, it's very challenging. And also to have feedback to discuss with a field that is male dominated, and it's very difficult to meet in this field other entrepreneur woman. It's not so common, and especially in the last year. And maybe also the difficulty is to talk and to go with this entrepreneur experience, not only as a woman, but also from my personal perspective as a mother, since I'm also mother of 2 children. And it's, from my point of view, it's very difficult to find the right balance between the work, the job, and also the family and the dedication that I want also to take to my children and my family. And since guide a startup is require a lot of effort and a lot of time, and it's quite difficult, but put all of my effort and intention to achieve this goal by maintaining also my role as a woman and as a mother.
Thanks a lot. I think it's you touch a very, very important point because historically women are dedicated to family, and sometimes it's just given for granted that we just juggle across different tasks and different roles without suffering, but that's actually not the case.
It's very difficult to follow and to put this effort, but also once I say that I'm also mother, not always I have a good, not a good feedback, but sometimes I received a particular feedback, since generally the idea is to dedicate the time or to the family or to the career, and in particular as a CEO of a startup, I'm sometimes my feeling is to receive strange feedback, but I'm quite confident that the sentiment is changing and also our role is changing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're going to succeed with no matter what the others are thinking. Who else wants to share their experience? Ekin,
maybe
do you
I
want to-
can.
Oh yeah, Verena, please.
Sorry, maybe I can add on that. So one challenge I experienced was being underestimated. So I'm not sure whether also
Okay.
others can share that. So especially in technical and industrial environments. But over time, this became also an opportunity to focus less on improving expertise, but make more on creating impact. So
Okay.
you have to imagine being the only woman in a room gives you visibility, of course, if you want or not. So you have to take the chance somehow. And because this also comes with power and influence, and also responsibility in some way. So, and what I learned that especially for we already discussed about this translator also for non-data and non-AI people, the topic is quite abstract and very difficult to grasp. So what I learned in the past, so to develop skills to explain these complicated topics with easy and understandable examples and focusing on explaining impact. So this is a skill I created somehow, and this gives me somehow also the power and responsibility. So this prove my expertise in these fields, and rather than focusing on this really deep tech skills. And so this is a skill I developed somehow to overcome this barrier, basically. And this is also advice I can give also to younger ones. And also it's not about being perfect and being perfect to inspire and also to create the impact, but you have to be visible to do that. So that's a very important point. And this is as a woman in the field, this is exactly a perfect opportunity to create impact here.
Thanks a lot. I really like how you put it, because yeah, it is true that if you are the only woman in the room, that makes you stand out anyway. And I also agree with the under expectations of others, that this is happens unfortunately often, but that I also try to make it an opportunity. I mean, if people do not expect that much from you, it's up to you to show that you can make a difference. And I also like that you turn it into a superpower of the impact, the one that brings impact and concrete impact. I really like that. And yes, so it is a power dynamics, but it is also a matter of showing up when you have the chance to. If I can rephrase what you were saying somehow. Okay, who else wants to jump in?
I can jump in next. Where I struggled most, especially earlier in my career, was the competitive and siloed ways of working in linear frameworks also. Over time, especially on the software development side, as Agile Manifesto spread it around, it became more mainstream. It dismantled silos to a certain extent, and it also brought some sort of bubble, I would say, more egalitarian dynamic within the teams, at least in my experience. Because it's all about empowering people, right? So that really helped me to step up also into the leadership roles later on. With hierarchical structure, it only fits itself, and it just continues what has there been. So people in power keep their power. And speaking of the latest development in decentralized technology, I think it gives even more opportunities to women, because I don't want to generalize, but we are good at connecting the dots that seem not so visible to other people. And for instance, right now in one of my projects, we are looking at connecting with different labs. How do we collaborate? How do we complement each other's work? And how do we advocate for each other? How do we make each other's work visible to the broader work? And technology enables that. I think we need to benefit from it even further.
Yeah, you touch an important thing is competition, and I've always heard this myth. I don't know if it is true that women are more competitive than men, and that they less support each other, which is something that I always hear about it, but I don't think it's necessarily true. So what is your view on this?
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm going to throw some keywords. I think, yeah, maybe it's too so strong, but those decentralized technology and federated technology also allows us to disseminate social structures such as a decentralized matriarchy, where we have our own small groups of people that we lead, and then we are connected to each other rather than a pyramid structure that we used to have traditionally. There, I don't see a need for a competition because there is no one position to strive for. We can all lead our own circles, and then grow and be stronger together. Basically, that's the way I see it, and I think that's very natural to women.
Thanks a lot. So, Aparna, do you want to tell about your experience?
Yes, yeah. So I have mainly I faced two challenges, but I would like to first mainly talk about one. So this was when I became the mother. I came back to work like approximately 1.5 years after the maternity leave, and yeah, I felt very vulnerable at that point because I felt like I'm starting from scratch again. I'm not able to bring in the same kind of resources like before, like especially with the time. What helped me is having good female leaders, in my organization, and having their mentorship and also different kinds of coaching to understand how to use the resources sustainably, how to balance work and life, and then I also really understood and learned the value of a team and collaborations, and finally I'm able to drive my work and create more impact than before, by acquiring all these skills and with the team, together as a team. So yeah, this really this was a challenge, but turned out to be an opportunity to understand how to balance both work and life, and also still create more impact, better impact that I didn't think of before. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, yeah, it's true that we all, as humans, evolve over time. We all have our growth path, and it can't be the same for everybody. But I like that you highlighted the fact that it was a challenge, but also an opportunity. And I also like that you mentioned mentorship, because I think that is another way in which not only we can promote and highlight the value of women, but it definitely something, I mean, as a discipline of coaching or mentorship, I think that is something that by itself is kind of natural to women. So it's really important, and I think it's our responsibility to bring it on to others. Enrica.
On my side, I can confirm more or less what the other colleagues said. So I am an electronic engineer, and I have been working for more than 30 years in manufacturing, in industry, in automation. So in my life, I started when really we were very, very, very few women in this environment, and so for sure I experienced all the steps in evolving towards a situation like today that is not the best, but is absolutely much better. due to the fact that there are enablers, then now can support the women in working also in our domain, so in industry, in automation in particular way, AI application, robotics, and so on. What I want to remark is, in particular way, a challenge. I want to focus the attention coming back again on AI. Because in my life, I passed through important transformation when we introduced, for example, for the first time, a strong automation solution in the factories, or when we start working with robotics. So I remember that changes, that transformation, and they were difficult. The introduction of this solution from professional point of view was really not easy. So, and was successful only when properly supported by change management action, structured change management. So acting also on creating awareness on how these technologies could have helped people improving their life. This is exactly what is happening now with AI, with some more critical elements that is really becoming a challenge for those who, like me, are doing this job. I am an innovation manager, so my job is not develop AI, but apply AI to real environment. So in this moment, the evolution of this solution is very fast, is too fast in order to properly prepare the person and to be ready for an aware introduction and aware adoption of this type of solution. So the challenge that we have to face in this moment is really providing solution that really may give advantage to the person, but on the other side, ensuring acting on management that this solution really improve the life of the person, of the workers, don't replace them. So if we project in the next 10 years the evolution of these technologies, sincerely, what we can expect is that there will be a strong decrease of job position that for sure will be executed by machines, by intelligent machines, intelligent robots or intelligent machines that will act instead of a lot of workers that currently are covering position in our companies and in our world. And several of these positions are covered currently by women. Consider, for example, activities like back office, so like data management and so on. It's something that traditionally is covered by women, and in the future this will be replaced by machine. So we need in this moment to really be conscious that we need to create a challenge for women that have to be aware that they have to change their role. They cannot be replaced. But we have also to create acting on management, acting on leaders, and the fact to have women leaders will help us in doing that. Create spaces in order to have a person that can do something, can work in a different way, balancing much better their life at home and in the job, and so leveraging and taking advantage of that. In this moment, this is not happening. In this moment, the introduction of AI in industry is really pure cost reduction. So, and this is the key driver, and this is the male driver. We need to replace this with a take care driver. So if I introduce a solution that is improving efficiency, fine, this means that I have more time for life at home. And this is crucial. This is something that we cannot expect that let me say the mindset, the current mindset may support. A new mindset has to allow us to go in this direction. Otherwise, the AI will not be an enabler of better life, but for sure something that will destroy completely our social status. And so, and this is something that I think that as women, we can work on that.
So let me take back to Verena in the conversation, because I know that you, Verena, are active also in women in AI initiatives. So, and I think that Enrica touched a very, very important point here. So what?
Definitely, because we also see this in studies. So there are already very specific numbers that most of the jobs who will be replaced by AI are affected. So women are affected in these terms, and we also contribute a lot on the discussion, because who is developing and driving the change also determines who is represented in AI technology and these systems. So it's crucial that a diverse population, and it's not about gender, it's also about many other minorities. So who is bringing up and bringing points to the discussion is crucial for being represented also in the systems. So it's a very valid point what Enrica said here. Yeah. And it's so the more who step up, the more are represented.
No, I agree, because I think that currently most of the, let's say, diversity and bias discussion in AI is more related to the functioning of the AI rather than the adoption of AI. So, and I think that also in our experience as Schiffer, I mean, lots of our customers are asking for AI solutions to, as Enrica was saying, improve efficiency, cost saving, and stuff like that. But less and less interest is given on how to introduce this change, how to manage the change, how to make sure that AI is not just the new toy to play with, but or the new tool that replaces an old one, but is something that is integrated in the processes, because the processes are those who are the things that should be central to the discussion. So I'm really happy that you bring this point. And so. Yeah, please.
Yes, if I can, I mean, add something also to the, I mean, I fully agree with what, I mean, Enrica said. And as far as I know, maybe only one, I mean, world leader in the world that is also visionary, that is Bill Gates, declared that we should use the AI to reduce our, I mean, working days to 3 days and a half, and dedicated the rest of the time to our family and our, I mean, good life balance. But as far as I know, maybe he is the only one, I mean, visionary, and the only one leadership into the world that has this type of idea. And I mean, never, as far as I know, nobody followed his suggestion, fortunately. But I mean, I'm totally agree with Enrica that maybe we should also put, I mean, other women in the decision-making process to, I mean, put forward this direction, since for now the AI is, I mean, a tool to produce much and more and more, I mean, and not to reduce our, I mean, to facilitate, I mean, our work. No, is for now is used to produce more and more. And I just want also to say that we have, I mean, one leader into the world that says something like this, but only one.
So we should multiply the message for sure. Yeah, I agree, and I think also that we should strengthen this message that the impact of the technology is not only the one of optimization, but the one of improving people's life. Because sometimes the examples are in that sense, like we put robots where people could get hurt, so we are reducing the accidents by putting a machine instead of a person in a potentially dangerous situation. That is a good example. But especially with digital technologies that are less physical and are a little more difficult to grasp. This example comes less often. So I really like that you all mentioned this idea of AI to bring a better work-life balance and a more equality in that sense, in terms of life quality rather than only in terms of business results.
Maybe just a short point, and also to drive this change, I think we need more role models. So we need more women who also step up and show the good impacts of AI and bring these examples to the table, and the women who are visible and exactly drive this change. And I think we need more role models in these terms to be more successful in this change.
Absolutely. So I just remind all the participants to the webinar, if they want to ask questions, they of course can through the chat or through the Q&A channel. I want to go on with this idea of giving examples. So you are all examples that can be brought to others. So I would love to, let's say, to have a third round of discussion on what would you suggest, what would you tell to the new generation of women, maybe also your daughters, if you have female children, how should they behave, or what career, what work-life balance should they look for in order to improve, let's say, to be valued as women and to be valued as professionals in life? Who wants to start?
I can start. Probably I am the older, so my daughter is the older one. Now the key point is that the new generation will have a crucial role, because generally women, or at least this is something that we see in Italy. I don't know if it's something that is genetically applicable to everywhere in the world, but women are clever in studying. And so they are stronger, more resilient. Probably we start with some handicap at the beginning, and so our focus is always to go to the end, never give up. And this is something that is pretty important. So this means that we are in this moment in a period of time when the women are running to achieve objectives that are clear for most of us. Not all of us probably, but most of us as women. These objectives are clear. And so for sure, the possibility to study, to be ready, to be open also to the application, and maintaining in the same time let me say, the ethical guidelines and our capability to take care and to grow up, to create connection, to relate with others, and so to move towards all together. I think that this will make the difference. And this is something that is something that I see in the new generation of women. So my daughter and probably the younger and the older one. For sure, it's something that they can do in order to create, for sure, a world that is much better than what my generation is living, because I am pretty upset of where we arrived, unfortunately, with this approach. So for sure, studying is the crucial remark, for sure the guideline, but being open to new tool. AI is one, is not probably the only one, but the tool are tools. Okay, nothing more. Have to be used, are not bad or good. It's important how we use that, and this is something that they have to learn. They will use in order to create a better world than ours, for sure. Thank you.
Irene, you're muted.
Sorry, there was an ambulance before, that's why I muted myself. So I think that you brought up a thing that was also somehow mentioned before, but not explicitly by all of you, all of us. I would say that we have lived a number of different lives, also professionally, probably because we have this ability to not give up, but in front of something new, we just try. There's nothing to lose and possibly something to gain. So changing field, changing role, changing ability, comparing ourselves with new things is something that I believe that lots of women live every day also in their private life. And so this is something that I totally agree with you, Enrica. I would also recommend new generation to bring to the future. Ekin, do you want to jump into this discussion?
Yeah, sure. My advice would be we should all treat soft skills as hard assets, especially nowadays. Historically technical skill sets like coding, etc., they are also being automated. So they are also on their way out, to be honest. I think empathy, collaboration, holistic thinking, the importance of these will only increase over time. I think we should embrace those and be proud of those as women.
Thank you. Aparna, what is your advice to future generations?
Yeah, I totally agree with Ekin. It is the soft skills that is crucial for the next generation women, and for the women who want to step into AI and the innovation fields. I would say your voice, your perspective, your way of solving the problems. It is not like it just matters, but it is the most essential thing. So be courageous and never give up on both professional life or personal life, and don't try to fit in. So you're beautiful as it is, and there is no need to fit in, and just be your authentic self, and that brings the best out of yourself and also the best to the table. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. This is really, really important, and I think that I can recall a number of episodes in my life that really reminds me that. So thanks a lot for bringing this up, Martina.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to also the other speaker already said, my general advice to the new generation of women is to not to be afraid of the circumstances and never give up, and always believe that it's never too late, such as it's never too late to pursue a career. And if I were speaking to my daughter, the message I would want to pass on is the conviction that we can become whatever we want. With commitment, awareness, and strong education, we can aspire to any position without limitation. And at the same time, I would encourage young women never to compromise on their values and belief. And it is important to trust in our ideas, the ideas, stand by your conviction and believe in your abilities, especially when, your foundation and your preparation are solid. And my final message will be never doubt about yourself. In the industrial sector, women are often exposed to situations where their value may be underestimated, and which can lead them to believe that they are not good enough. And this is, I believe, that must be completely changed and eradicated.
Thanks a lot, Verena. What do you want to add?
Yeah, there is nothing, there is not so much to add actually. So I totally agree with all my fellow speakers. And yeah, so I would also to advise to not fear the change, but also not to try to fit into these existing tech stereotypes, because we exactly need everyone exactly as the way as they are. So with all these diverse ways of thinking and working and also leading, because we also had this leadership roles in the discussion. And so it's about, of course, seeking the change, but not trying to fit somehow in a way to be authentic, as we already had. And what I would also like to advise is to seek communities. Like, there are a lot of great initiatives out there, especially in the women in tech field, like Women in AI, Women in ICT. There are a lot of great communities out there. And I would also advise to seek these communities with like-minded professionals and also mentors very early in your career, because this is such a supportive environment and empowering. And I think this is, especially with the challenges on the way, it's important to have this supportive environment to tackle all these challenges.
Yeah, thanks also for this. I totally agree with this comment on community, and I think this is something really important that I personally underestimated early on in my career, but that I find extremely valuable today. And I also agree with you, Verena, that it's not a matter of having the same number of men or women or whatever other genders in position, but is to be what we want to be, and to bring our perspectives, as we were discussing before, and bring the value and that we can all bring in. So there are a number of comments and in the chat, and I also thank the participants of the webinar for this. I want to finally bring in Antonia, who was silently in the chat. First of all, because Antonia will put the link to a short survey for all our participants to give us some feedback on this webinar. But I also want to say that, I mean, I feel lucky that in Sheffield there is a strong sense of responsibility towards diversity, inclusion of all kinds, not only for women. And also, I mean, I'm from the research business unit and in Sheffield, which again, not by design, but in the end is exactly 50-50 men and women. And one of the fantastic women in the team is Antonia, and I want to thank her for all her organizational skills, for all this webinar. And I don't know, Antonia, if you want to say something about you and your experience as a woman, as a professional, as a mother. There's a million other things as well.
There's a million other things as well. Okay, so thank you, Irene. So my experience in Sheffield was very interesting, and also because first of all, Sheffield gave me the opportunity to express myself from different point of view, and not only from a mother, from personal point of view, but with particular attention to all the opportunity that a woman can do and can perform from different point of view. So from a task leader, from a researcher, from a friend that can help and I have a fantastic leader that is Irene, that help us and guide us, all of our teams and group in this work. So I really had the opportunity to express myself, and for the generation of women entering in Sheffield and in whole our maybe unit, not only our research business unit, I think that they can believe in themselves and as you all of you already said, I totally agree to take up space and stay curious, and they don't need to wait for to feel ready. They grow by trying, experimenting, as Irene every time told me, be quiet, Antonia, you didn't kill anyone, so you can do it, you are able to it, so believe in yourself. I think that that is the major opportunity that we can give to the new generation of women.
Thanks a lot, Antonia. Thanks a lot also
Thank you
for all your role. I think that yes, Antonia is a fantastic example of a team member that always take care of others and the need of everybody. So I want to thank you all, ladies, for being with us today. I think it was a super interesting webinar. I really like all your perspective. I'm sure that yes, the importance of role models is you highlighted that is important, and I think that you all are fantastic role models for other professionals in our fields and in others. So I want just to conclude thanking you and highlighting again how you managed to bring together different competences, different skills, hard and soft, different networking, connection, empathy, and everything else. So I really thank you for sharing with us today your experience. And I remind again everybody that this webinar is being recorded and will be put online for all the people who couldn't join today. But I really want to thank you again, Enrica, Ekin, Aparna, Verena, and Martina. Thanks a lot for being with us today. I really appreciated that. And
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining. So enjoy your evening, everybody. See you at the next occasion with the next PERX activity. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.